Yeah, good evening Tarun, good evening, good evening. I hope you're going through recorded lectures without fail, is it? Okay. Good evening Sunita, good evening. Good evening Priya, good evening Sadguri. Okay, so in the today's morning class, we have completed this particular cell signaling. Good evening Shafia. What are the various concepts that we have to finish in this particular unit 4? You know, no friends, unit 4 is one of the biggest chapter in the entire syllabus, which consists of cell signaling, which consists of the cell communication, right? At the same time, which also consists of cancer, host pathogen interactions. It's one of the very biggest chapter. Host pathogen interactions, then followed by the immunology, right? So all five subunits come together in one particular chapter. So we have finished so far completely the cell signaling. Now we are going to discuss about the second subunit, that is the cancer. Now friends, listen to me. Okay, no problem, Tarun, please continue. Yeah, so all of you listen my words very carefully, friends. In the cancer, good evening Jayashree, you just keep it in your mind. You will get a 1 2 marker question and 4 marker question. If not, if our luck is not good, we can get at least a 4 marker question most of the time. And still, if you did not get the question from the 4 marker, we will get the question compulsory from the 2 marker. So what I can say is good evening Saima, good evening Kumari. So what I am saying is 100% you will get the 4 marker question. And if you see your 2022 paper, surprisingly friends, we got 2 part B questions and we got 1 part C question. So from a single small topic, we got 8 marks. Then you have to understand how important this particular subunit is. And friends, when you are reading the cancer, good evening Brunalini, when we are reading the cancer, I don't tell you that this is only important and you have to read only this thing. Friends, the cancer only a small topic. There it is not at all idealized to leave anything in the cancer. You have to read everything in the cancer without fail. So friends, starting from, all the students listen to me very carefully, okay? Starting from differences between the normal cell and cancer cell, differences between the benign tumor and malignant tumor, and the most important friends, characteristics of cancer. 90% of the question from the chapter of cancer will come from the characteristics only, friends. Characteristics of cancer, and we have to read about the types of cancers, and the most important among all, that is the genetics of cancer. Okay, so friends, these 4 things everyone has to read very briefly and elaboratively, okay? And this PPT will be sufficient 100%. If you find the time, use the PPT and just revise the Pathfinder once, nothing else is needed. Okay, just keep the PPT with you and revise the Pathfinder once, nothing else is needed. Okay, now friends, okay, listen to me for 20 minutes continuously. After that I'll solve all your doubts. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, cancer. Friends, how can you define the word cancer? Everyone pay attention. Cancer is a genetic disease. See friends, cancer is a genetic disease because it can be traced to alteration within the specific genes. But in most cases, it is not inherited disease. Now you have to get a very valid doubt. What is the doubt you have to get? Sir, you are calling cancer is the genetic disease, but you are at the same time you are saying that cancer is not inherited from one generation to the another generation. How is that possible? Every one of you listen my statements carefully. I am calling cancer is a genetic disease. The reason behind that, the cancer is occurring or the cancer is causing because of the alterations, because of the changes within the specific gene, because of the changes within the specific gene sequences of the DNA. Friends, the cancer is caused by the change in the genetic sequences, change in the specific gene sequences. That's why we are calling it as the genetic disease. And there is no rule that even though cancer is a genetic disease, it has to be inherited from one generation to the another generation. No, it's not like that. And friends, you know, right, whenever a cancer cell always show what, friends? Metastasis. What do you, I will tell you in the next slide. What do you mean by the word metastasis? Metastasis means from the area where the cancer formed, it is going to enter into the another healthy area, and it is developing the cancer colonies in that particular healthy area also. That is what we can call, friends, metastasis. And friends, the point is here, in which cells cancers will occur. Listen my statements, don't get confused. Friends, 90% of the cancers, I am talking 90%, 90% of the cancers will occur in the somatic cell only. What are somatic cell? Body cells. And please kindly don't get confused. It doesn't mean that cancer is not occurring in the reproductive cells. So that's a wrong statement. We know, right? There is a testicle cancers are there. You heard it. And there is ovarian cancers are also there. Correct, na? Which means the cancer generally occur in the, where it will occur? It will occur in the somatic cell also, as well as it will occur in the reproductive cell also. There is no doubt about it. But when compared to the reproductive cell, the chances of occurring a cancer in the somatic cell more. Okay. Friends, this is the very important table. This one and this differences between the benign and malignant. These two are very important for the part B questions. First, I will tell you, just listen my statements very carefully, friends. Later, I will explain the table elaboratively. Just listen to me very carefully. So, friends, if you look into the normal cell, say take an example of a normal cell. Everyone listen. Normal cell will divide. How many number of times normal cell will divide? You tell me. We all people commonly know that normal cell having a regulated division. What, my friends? It is having a regulated division. So normal cell undergo the regulated division. After division, it will undergo the differentiation. It will perform its function. Once it's performing its function, normal cell will die, which we can call apoptosis, programmed cell death. And the most important point, normal cell never ever enter into the another cell, never show the process of invasion. Means it never migrate into the other cell. And most importantly, friends, it never show the process of metastasis also. It never show the process of metastasis also. Kindly don't get confused with that point. Now friends, just listen to me about the cancer cell. Cancer cell will divide. It's continuously dividing. And what about the differentiation? Everyone listen my statement. Cancer cell will undergo very poor differentiation. Very poor differentiation or no differentiation only. Very poor differentiation or no differentiation. And most importantly, cancer cell will show the process of invasion, which means cancer cell will enter into the new cells and it will show the process of metastasis. Kindly do not get confused with that particular point. See friends, normal cell always show the differentiation. Cancer cell show very poor or no differentiation. Normal cell never enter into the another areas. Cancer cell always enter into the another areas and show the process of metastasis. Very simple point. Anyway, I am explaining you elaboratively. Look into the picture. Try to understand every single point. Listen to me carefully. See, I told you now friends, you will get the questions from the characteristics only. You look into your 2022 paper also. All questions are very easy, friends. You have to think and answer. Normal cells, they are small, uniformly shaped nucleus. Friends, why do we call it as the uniformly shaped nucleus? Can anyone tell me? You know, right? How can you define, friends, listen, how can you define the word tissue? How can you define the word tissue? Group of cells which are having same size, same shape, same function. That is what we can call it as the tissue. So friends, if our normal cell wants to form a tissue, they will be, all the students look into this, they will be uniformly shaped, uniformly sized also. But friends, if you look into the cancer cell, one cancer cell do not have the same size and same shape of the another cancer cell. In case of a normal cell, in every single cell the nuclei is the uniform shaped. But friends, if you look into the cancer cell, it is extremely larger, variable shaped nuclei. Kindly don't get confused with this particular point. And another unique statement, friends, the normal cell, their relatively large cytoplasmic volume. Kindly don't get confused with that point. Friends, in case of a normal cell, nuclei is the smaller, and which content is more? Undoubtedly, friends, the cytoplasmic content is more. Cytoplasmic content is more and the nucleus content is very less. But it is just opposite in the cancer cell. Relatively small cytoplasmic volume. And friends, look into the third step. You have to know every point. That's why I'm explaining point by point. There is a conformity in the cell size and cell shape. I told you now, friends, conformity means there is a fixed size in the cell and there is a fixed shape in the cell. Then only it can give rise to the tissue. But friends, if you look into the cancer cell, friends, cancer cells never ever form the tissue. That is not even possible also. There is a variation in the cell size and there is a variation in the shape. Kindly don't get confused. All the students understand. Since normal cells are having same cell size and same cell shape, that's why, friends, all the normal cell is going to give rise to the tissues. But do you think all the cancer cells come close together and are they going to give rise to the tissues? No, that is not even possible. Disorganized arrangement of the cells. Kindly don't get confused with that particular point. And friends, listen to me very carefully. They may possess differentiated cell structures. Here, loss of normal specialized features. What do you mean by the word may possess a differentiated cell structure? As I told you, friends, our normal cell, it never divide every single time. Correct na? How can you say to me, sir, how many number of the cell has to be divided? How does the cell comes to know? That's a very valid question. Friends, how many number of times the cell has to be divided? It is genetically pre-programmed in our DNA. That's why we can call our DNA is the hard disk which can store the entire information. So how many number of times the cell has to be divided? Only that many number of times cell will divide. If it is dividing beyond the normal level, CDKs and cyclins, we know that they will try to regulate that particular cell division. But friends, that is not at all happening in the cancer cell. Loss of normal specialized feature, which means they never undergo the differentiation. In case if they are undergoing the differentiation is extremely poor differentiation. And what is the unique point you have to remember? They lost the ability to differentiate. They will only undergo the they will only having the ability to undergo the uncontrollable division. Normal presentation of cell surface marker, elevated expression of the certain cell marker. Friends, you know, right? When the surface markers, you take an example, MHC molecule. MHC molecule has to be expressed only at a one particular level. It should not express beyond the normal level. But in our normal cells, whatever the extent that the surface marker has to be expressed, it will be expressing only that extent. But if you look into the cancer cell, friends, the expression of any kind of surface marker will be elevated. They will express for the very longer time. And friends, look into this point, very important point. Lower levels of dividing cell. Okay, Instead of using the lower level, my friends, I can also use the word regulated cell division. I can also use a word regulated cell division. Kindly do not get confused with this particular point. What do you mean by the word regulated cell division, friends? Understand what exactly I am saying. Once, suppose example, a cell has to be divided 5 times. After 5 times, it will stop it immediately. But you have to understand, division is lower, but which is more? Differentiation is more. And but what about the cancer cell? Listen, originally the cell has to be divided only 5 times, but the cancer cell can divide up to 50 times or more than 50 times also. So that's why we can call large number of dividing cells. And friends, all the students listen, our normal cells always having a boundaries like this. Our normal cells always having a boundaries. Friends, in the cancer cell also the boundaries will be present, friends, but the boundaries majorly broken by the cancer cell, or the boundaries will be absent completely. Don't get confused. In case of a normal cell, boundaries will be present. In case of a cancer cell, the boundaries may be present or may not present. Even though the boundaries means, friends, protective barriers. Even the boundaries will be present, cancer cell will try to break that particular boundaries. Kindly don't get confused with any single point. I want you to understand every single point, because the questions will be asked from the characteristic features only. I will show you right now. Okay, now friends, we people understand very clearly what is normal cell, what is cancer cell. Now we have to understand what are the different type of tumors. So friends, more than twice we got the question in the part C only, directly from the malignant tumor and benign tumor. Friends, from the last 7 question papers, what I am observing in the question paper from the cancer topic, every single time they will give the question from the differences, or they will give the questions from the characteristic features. Okay, these 2 ways of asking question is very common in the cancer biology topic. So that's why, friends, you should not miss any kind of a differences. At the same time, you should not miss any kind of the characteristic features also. I'll show you. So malignant tumor and benign tumor, I want you to listen my words very carefully without having any confusion. Benign tumor, okay, most of the people will think that whenever they are having the benign tumor, they will think that they are having a cancer. No, benign tumor is a non-cancerous condition. All the students keep it in your mind. Whereas when we can call a tumor is the cancerous, we can call a tumor is the cancerous whenever, sorry, we can call a tumor is the cancerous whenever it is the malignant only. Benign, we never call it as the tumor, cancer. Now every student listen, what do you mean by the benign tumor? Listen my statements very correctly. Friends, all the students look into this. These are all the normal cells. Friends, these are all the normal cell. They look like normal cell. They work like, or they work or function like normal cell. No doubt about it. Now everyone listen. Benign tumor means they are the normal cell. They look like normal cell. They function like normal cell. Then you can ask me, so then why do you call it as the tumor? I called it as the tumor because they will be arranged in a group. That's why I called it as the benign tumor. Every student listen my statements carefully. Benign tumor means in which the cells are arranged in a group. The cells are arranged in a bulk. But the point is what? Even though cells are arranged in a bulk or cells are arranged in a group, friends, keep it in your mind, they never ever act like a cancerous cell. They always act like a normal cell. Now every student has to look into the diagram very carefully, and around this particular benign tumor there is a protective barrier, correct na? My friends, this particular barrier cannot break down. mostly by this particular benign tumor or the normal cell. You know, right? We use it to get lipomas. What do you mean by the word lipomas? Accumulation of the fat globules in the skin. It may be present on the hand, present on the neck, present on the stomach, present on the back. It will be present many regions. But what we people will think, there is a formation of a tumor-like structure, which means that it is a cancerous. No, it is not at all a cancerous. Now you can ask me, sir, then why that tumor like thing formed? I told you na, cells, please imagine what I am talking. Cells in, see, originally my friends, this is how the cells will be organized. In a particular layer, cells will be organized, friends, in our body. But in case of benign tumor, what is happening? The arrangement is not like a organized manner. They are arranged in a bulk. So that bulk only we will feel like a tumor. So friends, please don't get confused that the benign tumor is the cancerous. And moreover, the benign tumor, they never ever show the process of invasion. What do you mean by that? It never ever entered into the another area from one area. And the most importantly, friends, they never ever show the process of metastasis. Kindly do not get confused with this particular point at all. What, my friends? They never show the process of invasion, and my friends, they never show the process of metastasis. This is the characteristic of what, friends? Benign tumor. And friends, just consider the opposite as the malignant tumor. Listen to me very carefully, friends. Here, all the students listen. Here, benign tumor, what did I tell you, friends? It is getting protected by a barrier. But friends, malignant tumor is not getting protected by any kind of the barrier. It will even, listen my statements. Even though there is a barrier, it will break the barrier. It will break the barrier, and it can show the process of invasion, which means it is ready to enter into the other areas. And my friends, it can start developing the colonies in the new areas. That is what exactly we will be calling it as, friends, metastasis. Kindly do not get confused with this particular point. They can show the process of invasion. At the same time, they can show the process of metastasis. When we can confirm the particular person is a cancer, whenever he or she develop only malignant tumor only. Kindly don't get confused with that point. See, my friends, this is how the benign tumor looks like. It's never ever getting break. Friends, you can look into the picture very clearly. Malignant tumor, they will break down their protective barrier. They can easily enter into the adjacent tissues. Let me explain 10 more minutes. Later I will solve you the doubts. Just listen to me. Pay attention. A benign tumor is a mass of cells. Every student look into the definition, friends. A benign tumor is a, see, I am telling you PPT will be 100% sufficient. So I am requesting all of you pay utmost attention on every single line present in the PPT. A benign tumor is a mass of cells that lacks the ability to either invade the neighboring tissues or metastasize, which means they never ever enter into the neighboring tissue, and they never ever grow or develop any colonies in the other tissues. See, all the students listen. When removed, benign tumors usually do not grow back. But friends, I will tell you, in certain cases, just listen, friends, don't get confused. Don't get confused. In certain times, even though you removed, sometimes, in very rare cases I am talking about, there is a chance that the benign tumors will be reappeared. But friends, even the benign tumors are reappeared, please kindly don't get confused, friends. They are not at all the cancerous. Don't confuse with that particular point. But friends, there is a great chance, even though you remove this particular malignant tumors, there is a great chance that the malignant tumors can be reappeared, because friends, the cells are become extremely susceptible to the tumor. So there is a chance that the reformation will occur. So that's why we have to diagnose in the first stage, and we have to kill it completely before they grow. Anyway, I will tell you in the upcoming slides. So I am requesting all of you at least remember 4 to 5 example. Lipoma, angiolipoma, fibroma, neurofibroma. At least remember these are 4 examples as the benign tumor. Next, malignant tumor. What is the point I have given to you? Friends, listen. Malignant tumors are made up of what? Cancer cell. Now, when I use a word malignant tumor, what is its specialized characteristic of feature? Faster growth. They will grow very fastly, they divide very fastly. Along with the division, what is the point? It will break the barriers. Correct now, friends? It will break the barriers and immediately spread into the surrounding tissue. And friends, you know, right? I will tell you in the upcoming slide how it can travel into the adjacent tissue. Friends, it can travel to the adjacent tissue by the bloodstream only, which we can call angiogenesis. We will read it elaboratively in the upcoming slides. The malignant tumors will start moving from one cell to the another cell via blood vessel system only by the process called as angiogenesis. The moment they enter into the new area, it starts developing abundant amount of the colonies. So these are all the examples of the malignant tumor. At least remember fibrosarcoma, synovial sarcoma, neurosarcoma. I want you to remember whichever I am marking more. And if you can remember other examples also, that's really good. Okay, friends, now I am summarizing the differences between the benign and malignant. So this is one of the first important table you people has to remember and read. And this is the second table I want you people to remember compulsory. Benign tumor, malignant. You can only understand very easily, friends. Non-cancerous, of course. Malignant tumor is the cancerous. Just now we have clearly understand that benign tumor does not show the process of metastasis, which means it never ever grow in the other areas. First of all, forget about the growing. First of all, it is not at all entering into the another area only. Kindly don't get confused with that particular point. But friends, when you look into the malignant tumor, it can easily enter into the other areas. Once it enter into the other areas, undoubtedly, friends, it can start to grow and develop. Now, my friends, you look into the benign tumor. I told you na, they are looking like normal cell. I told you very clearly. And I also told you they function like normal cell. Which means it stops growth after reaching a certain size. You can ask me, sir, how they can stop the growth after reaching a certain size? Everyone listen. Because of the adherence. What, friends? This is very important statement which was asked in the exam. I will tell you in the upcoming slide. Contact inhibition. This is one normal cell. This is another normal cell. Now when these two cells are associated with each other, this cell will stop the excessive division of this cell, and this cell will stop the excessive division of this cell. So what do you mean by that? Which means the two cells adherence preventing the excessive division. Once again, remember the definition. The two cells attachment preventing the excessive division of the two cells. And we know that it is less fatal to the body and it can be easily removed from the body. But friends, you cannot say that like benign tumor, malignant tumors never ever show a particular growth, and moreover they never stop their growth. Once they reach a certain size, they will be growing indefinitely. And one of the most unique characteristic feature of a malignant tumor, every student listen, this is one cancer cell, this is one cancer cell. Everyone listen. Two cancer cell never ever attaches most of the time. You know what they will do? When two, listen my statements, friends, carefully. When two cancer cells are coming close together to attach, the cancer cell will jump. Listen to me very carefully. The cancer cell will jump and they will skip the adherence. Never ever forget that. There is no adherence amongst the cell. They tend to slip past one another. It's a very important point. And friends, it is more fatal to the body. Has to be eliminated very fast, has to be treated very fast, and moreover has to be diagnosed very fast. And friends, How many number of cancers are there? Friends, so far there are more than 40,000 types of cancers are there. Okay, I never use a word that only this cancer is important and that cancer is specifically important. Cancer is, it's a very dangerous condition, correct na? So but how do we categorize them? Depending on which tissue they have arisen, we categorize it into many types. Bladder cancer, which is occurring in the urinary bladder. Breast cancer, which is most common in the females. And friends, we know, right? And the same thing, I will take an example in the upcoming slides. I'll explain you nicely. You should not think that the breast cancer is only causing by the genetic. No, friends. Okay, even tobacco or the smoking is one of the reason for the breast cancer in females. And most important, friends, environmental condition. If you see a countries like China, Taiwan and some part of the Japan, most of the women are suffering from the breast cancer. So one of the major reason I'm talking about environmental. Colorectal, kidney cancer, lung cancer, friends, lymphomas, melanomas, they are very dangerous. And in case of a lymphomas, we know very well B cell lymphomas are there, as well as, friends, T cell lymphomas also there. Kindly don't get confused with that. Melanomas, which are a type of skin cancers, we know, right, which are very dangerous, which are majorly caused by the higher exposure to the ultraviolet rays. Correct na? We discussed in the molecular biology chapter also, friends. When we people exposure to the high intensity of the UV light, what did I tell you, friends? There is a formation of the pyrimidine dimer. I hope every one of you remember, right? Whenever there is a formation of the pyrimidine dimer between two thymines, and if you don't repair that particular pyrimidine dimer, what will happen? It may convert it into tumor, which leads to the skin cancer. Like that, many, you don't need to remember all those, but remember one point: there are more than 40,000 type of cancers are there. So this is the just direct 2-marker question asked in our 2022 paper. Okay, everyone answer this question. Question number, this one, I will mark it. This is the question. Tumors are generally classified as. The question is very easy question, no, friends. One second, friends, one second. Yeah, tumors are generally classified by. It's a very easy question, right? Just now we have discussed, friends. Do you think we have categorized the cancers based on the virus caused by them? Not at all. And we did not categorize the cancers based on the person who discovered, and not based on their metastatic ability. Friends, some students will get confused with the option C, based on their metastatic ability. No, friends, the point is here, every tumor can show the metastasis. Correct na? Every single tumor will show the metastasis. Then how can I conclude, how can I differentiate the different type of cancers based on the metastasis? That is not possible. That is not at all possible. What I want you people to remember, I want you to remember, we categorized the tumors based on which cells they are arised, based on which tissue they got arised. Based on that only, friends, we people categorized. Now I have told you just now, there are more than 40,000 type of cancers are there. How can I differentiate one cancer from the another cancer? Undoubtedly from the area or the cell or the tissue which they are arised from. That's a simplified part B question. The first part B question. Okay, now listen me for 20 minutes, and from here we can answer the second part B question. Easily you can answer. Okay, but you have to think it very correctly and use the brain. If you understand concept correctly, you can answer it very easily. Cancer is all about how nicely you understand. Okay, now listen to me carefully. The progression of a tumor cell. Friends, please listen my statements carefully without having confusion. There is no doubt cancer means uncontrollable cell division. I will agree with that. But I want you people to understand cancer cell never grow all of sudden. All of sudden they never grow. See, that is the major reason. Most of the time, most of the time, when the person is in the second stage of the cancer or in the third stage of cancer, we can't diagnose until it show the symptoms. You have to remember a point very clearly, that normal cells, every student listen my statements very carefully, cancer cell will start growing slowly. You know what do you can call that? Mild growth. Okay, what I can call the mild growth. What do you mean by that? Every student listen. This is an epithelial cell. I'm giving an example to all of you. This is an epithelial cell. Correct now, friends? This particular epithelial cell, it is not cancerous. See, all the students listen to me very carefully. In the layer, some of the cells become tumorous. Friends, focus, friends. Some of the cells become tumorous. Now every student listen. Whatever the cells that become tumorous, do you think this tumorous cell starts growing very fastly? No. That is what I am saying. Dysplasia, it's a kind of slow growth, mildly aberrant growth. You can use the word slow growth. Sometimes they will give a line statement that mildly aberrant growth. Anything is same, my friends. Mildly aberrant growth. The growth is very, very slow. Friends, every student look into the picture. Slowly it is progressing. My friends, at particular stage, every student listen to me very carefully. It break down the layer. Friends, this picture is beautifully explaining us. Everyone listen. The moment it break the layer, all the students has to understand. Now this particular tumor cells has to enter into the another new area. Friends, you can see the picture very clearly. You can ask me, suppose example, the cancer cell started at the epithelial cell. Now from the epithelial cell, an example, it wants to move to the liver. How it is moving, friends? You can see the picture very clearly. Via blood vessels. You can see that. Via blood vessel. Now you can ask me a question, sir, from where this blood vessels has come from? See, whatever the blood vessels that are used by our normal cells, listen my statements, don't confuse. Whatever the blood cells that are used by our normal cells, same blood vessels used by the cancer cell. If not, every student has to listen my words. Cancer cell make their new blood vessels. Don't get confused with that particular point. I'll tell you in the upcoming slides. Cancer cells, mostly 90% they will use the blood cells of our body cells. Blood vessels of our body cells are adjacent cells. Sometimes cancer cells will make their own new blood vessels and they will travel along with that. That is only we will be calling it as angiogenesis. I want every student has to remember for the exam point of view. Listen, which of the following chemical mediators are important for the process of angiogenesis? Which is important? Part B question. What, friends? Which of the following factors or the chemical substances or chemical mediator responsible for angiogenesis? Metalloproteinases, you can see in the blue color. Angiogenetic factor, you can see light orange color. And the green color one is what? Lymphanogenetic factors. I want you to remember compulsory. Please don't think that this metalloproteinases, angiogenic factor and lymphanogeogenic factor, they are not at all secreted by the normal cell. They are secreted only by the tumor cell. Friends, why it is secreted by the tumor cell? It is secreted by the tumor cell to enter into the adjacent tissues via blood vessels or via lymphatic vessels. Please kindly do not get confused with that. So what I would like to conclude in this particular slide is, you should not think that the cancer will grow very fast. In the initial stage, the cancer cell will show the mild growth. The cancer cell will show the mildly aberrant growth. Friends, whenever they show the process of invasion, every student keep it in your mind. Whenever they show the process of invasion, then only, friends, the cancer cell starts growing uninterruptedly. Before showing the invasion, they can't grow very adequately. They can grow, there is no doubt about it, they can grow abnormally, but the growth is not too much. Once they undergo the process of invasion, then the growth is adequate. Okay. Now I am requesting all of you, understand this slide very correctly. If you understand this slide, you can answer the question correctly. If you don't understand this slide, you can't understand the question correctly. Okay, listen. We have very clearly read a point. Cancer is occurring because of what? Uncontrollable cell division. Of course, true. Friends, listen. Cancer cell never follow the regulated division. Cancer cell never follow the differentiation. And the most important point, our normal cells, once it's showing its function, it will undergo the process of apoptosis. But my friends, what's the unique statement I want you people to remember here is that the cancer cells never ever undergo the process of cell death. The cancer cells never ever undergo the process of apoptosis. Please don't forget my statements. Uncontrollable division, no differentiation, no cell death, or no apoptosis. Don't forget. Now every student look into the three conditions. In the first condition, I will be calling it as the normal pathway. In the second and third condition, I will be calling both conditions are cancerous conditions only. So every student pay attention, friends. Self-renewing stem cell. First, everyone listen. Listen my definitions, words very carefully for 2 minutes. Pay attention. Self-renewing stem cell. What do you mean by the word self-renewing stem cell? See, I am a self-renewing stem cell. What do you mean by that? I can give rise to myself. Listen, my statements, don't get confused. I can give rise to myself. At the same time, I can give rise to the daughter cell. But what is the point? You have to understand. Daughter cell cannot give rise back. So listen to me very carefully. This is called self-renewing stem cell. Every student pay attention. Here, this self-renewing stem cell can give rise to itself. And at the same time, the self-renewing stem cell, my friends, it is going to give rise to the normal cell, which is the daughter cell. Now every student has to tell me, understand, do you think this normal daughter cell, do you think it is going to give rise to this particular self-renewing stem cell? Never ever. It won't give rise to. Now friends, this particular daughter cell will undergo the normal division. What do you mean by the word normal? It undergoing the regulated division. How many number of times it has to undergo the division? Only that many number of times it undergo the division. Ultimately, after the division, it will undergo the process of differentiation. Kindly don't get confused with that. Now, is there any possibility of the cancer to occur? No way. It is simplified normal pathway, no doubt about it. Now you look into the another one, cancer. This is the tumor condition. Understand, my friends, this is the self-renewing stem cell. Now you only tell me, does the self-renewing stem cell giving rise to the daughter cell? No. Self-renewing stem cell is not giving rise to the daughter cell. Instead of giving rise to the daughter cell, the self-renewing stem cell dividing uncontrollably, it is dividing and giving rise to the tumor. Simple point. Now third condition you understand without confusion, friends. In the third condition, self-renewing stem cell giving rise to itself, no doubt about it. At the same time, self-renewing stem cell giving rise to the daughter cell. Friends, we have studied in the first condition very clearly, right? Normal cell, see, this is the normal daughter cell. It has undergone the normal division and it has undergone the normal differentiation, so no tumor. But in the third condition, what happened? This particular daughter cell lost the ability to undergo the normal division. Listen my statements carefully. It lost the ability to undergo normal division. Instead of a normal division, it is undergoing uncontrollable division. What, my friends? It is undergoing uncontrollable division. It is going to give rise to the tumor. So what I would like to conclude in this second and third. In the second, I would like to conclude stem cells is failed to produce daughter cell. Stem cell is failed to produce the daughter cell, and stem cell only dividing uncontrollably, giving rise to tumor. In the third condition, what I would like to say, stem cell given rise to the daughter cell, but the daughter cell got failed to undergo the normal division and normal differentiation. It is not undergoing differentiation only, it is undergoing the uncontrollable division, which leads to the tumor. Friends, now I will show you the question asked in the 2022 paper. I want you people think before giving the answer. Okay, it's a kind of little logical question, that's all. You have to think it, that's all. If you think it, you can automatically answer the question. One second, friends, 1 second. Oh, I think it's a part C question or part B. One second, friends, just 1 second, 1 second. Where is the question? Okay, so friends, look into the question. This is the question, question number 93, okay, which is a part C question. Following statements have been proposed for cancer cells and cancer stem cells. The following statements were proposed for cancer cells and cancer stem cells. I want every one of you think and answer the question very, very correctly. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Everyone go through the options A, B, C, D, E. See, 1 second, friends, just give me one moment of time. Just give me a moment of time. 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll write the options by that it won't be confused. A and C, B. A and B, C. C and E. Option D, C and D. Okay. And I want you to tell me the correct statements. That's all. Now you go to the question. Okay, friends, go to the question. Take your time, take your time. My friends, you have to choose the right statement. Okay, I think you can't see the options correctly. I can tell you, I will write option A is A and C, option B is A and B, option C is C and E, option D is C and D. You can answer it very easily, friends, if you use your brain. Just if you use your brain, you can answer. I want you to give me the right answer. Use the brain. Apply your knowledge. Try to eliminate the option. I want you to eliminate the options correctly. Trust my words, if you know one statement, you could answer it. try it, friends, try it. Right or not, right or wrong, you have to give me the right answer. It's not a difficult question, but you have to think it correctly. Okay, Mrunalini has given A. Okay, everyone has given A. Okay, good. Okay, what about others? Okay, see, such a simplified part C question it is. Now keep on answering my questions. Cancer cells mostly have mutations where cancer stem cells do not. Of course, true. Friends, stem cells do not have the greater mutations when compared to the cancer cell. Simple, straightforward, direct statement. If you know that the A statement is correct, your 4 marks is in your hand. A and C will be the correct answer. You don't need to think about it also. And you look into the option B. Cancer cell divides to form two different populations of cells, whereas cancer stem cells do not divide. The statement is wrong, right? Who said that cancer stem cells do not divide? Cancer stem cells undergo the division compulsory. There is no doubt about it. Now option C. Self-renewal, cancer stem cell can undergo the self-renewal, whereas cancer cannot. Just now we have seen in the diagram also, right? This is the self-renewal, correct na? Cancer stem cells can undergo the self-renewal, but cancer cell cannot undergo the self-renewal. Option C is absolutely right statement. Option A is right, option C is right. Hence you can come to a direct conclusion. A is the correct answer. And option D, cancer cells are predominantly resistant to chemotherapy and radiation. No, we cannot say that cancer cells are predominant. See, they are using a word predominantly. No, you know, right, friends? When we are in the first stage of the cancer, even when we are in the second stage of the cancer, by using chemotherapy and radiation, we can kill that particular tumor. So, but they are saying that it will become resistant. They never become resistant. Okay, we can kill them. Option E, cancer stem cells are found only in the bone marrow and placenta. No, first of all, cancer stem cells are not abundantly found in the placenta. Option E is also wrong. Hence, the correct option will be A. See here, simple question, 4 marks. Okay. I hope it's clear for everyone, is it? Okay. That's good. Okay, friends, that's all for now. In the tomorrow class, we will finish the cancer. Is it clear for everyone? Please let me know if you have any kind of a doubt. I will re-explain. It's a very big concept. We will finish it in the tomorrow class. Oh, I have kept here and I forgot. Is it clear, everyone? Anyway, I have kept the questions in the PPT itself. You can look into this. The questions are there in the PPT only. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's all for now, friends. And the tomorrow class is 7 a.m. only. Okay, tomorrow 7 a.m. Okay, I hope everyone can attend 7 a.m. easily. Okay, because 4 days I am having free time at 7 a.m. So I will take it 7 a.m. and I'll finish it morning itself.